All right, guys. So listen, since the last video happened, we actually put more money into the bot. We actually said, all right, it's working. It's doing stuff. It's perfectly hedged. Let's throw more money on there. We put $1,000 on it. What I did with my calculation in the last video, instead of divide by 10, we're now divide by 30 because we have 3 times as much equity, which means the risk is even less. And if you take a look at that chart that I just had up 2 seconds ago, you'll see that this variance here, the up and down that the bot is having from just temporary lapses in the hedge, is far less than it was in the last chart. You can actually see that it's been up by about 2.5%. It's down now. It's going up. It'll be about 1% here in a couple friggin' minutes. All right, so the question came up. And it's a good thing the question came up because somebody's doing their own research and they're asking questions and they want to know, can you show how all the coins... Can you show all the coins the bot scans for opportunity? That's the first question. So let's take a look. On the exchange here, on FTX, you see all these markets. And listen, like the little subscribe button here says, you should definitely subscribe. And let's actually make myself smaller here so you can see stuff on my screen. All right, there's all these markets. There's different expiry dates on these futures. There's all these perpetual markets. So it's actually scanning all of these markets that you see here. There's, I think, 100 or 150 of them. It's scanning all of them for potential opportunities. And then let's look at the next couple questions. Can we show how the opportunity algo works and how does it choose what coins to trade? That's all in here. So in this do-calc function, the first thing it's going to do is find all the expiry dates that exist. So in that FTX, we found there was perpetuals. We found that there was expiry dates in December, March, and September. So it's going to find all these different expiry dates for these same coins, and it's going to log those in the code. By the way, this is a far more technical video. If you're more used to the funny videos and you're more looking for the funny videos, then look at the other two in this playlist because they are more funny. After we know all of the expiries and all the different individual coins like Bitcoin or Ethereum, what do? Actually, this code is more about when we had more than one exchange. All right, so then what we do is we take the minimum and the maximum. So we take the two different prices. So hopefully you can see the prices here with my camera there. So the price of the Bitcoin expiring in December is, well, what was that? $10,922. The price of the perpetual is $10,709. So what it does is it takes those two prices, the perpetual, 10,709, and it divides it into the future in this case, which we saw was 10,900. And then it does some magic on that. So let's take a look at what this looks like in the calculator. Oh, I need a calculator. Okay. So this is what that looks like. Then we're going to minus 1 here. We're going to do a bunch of magic to it to make it into a percentage. And then we're going to make it into an annual percentage yield. We're going to multiply by 365 to make it annual. And then we're going to multiply it by the leverage. So, whoops, what did I break? Let's try that again. Actually, yeah, that's right. So this is the percentage yield that it has over the day, if it was expressed in a day. But we do magic to it after that, right here, where we divide by the total number of days left until that expiry. So in the case of December, that's in about 2.5 months. So we divide by, I don't know, what's 2.5 months? 85 days. So we multiply it out into a year, and then multiply by leverage, and then we divide by 85 days. And this is the annual percentage yield of these two Bitcoin contracts over the next 3 months. So if the arbitrage opportunity is greater than 76%, which in this case it is, we add it to an array where we're going to save it for later. Or if it's less than negative 25%, which just means it's backwards and we're going to long instead of short and short instead of long. And otherwise, we add a 0 to that array. So now we have an array in this darbs array of all the different arbitrage opportunities that are greater or lesser than 25%. And then what we do is we go through that array and we find the total and the average. And then we go through that array again and we look at which ones are greater than the average. So they're all over 25%. And then we look at the ones that are above the average. And this is actually in the output of the application. So here's the ones. Oops. Here it is. So in the output of the application is the output of all this stuff. So it looked at all the ones that are over 25%. It found the average of those ones is 58%. It looked at all the ones that are over that average and found that the average of those was 102%. And these 6 of them are the ones that we're going to trade. Out of all the 150 or so that we looked at originally, these are the ones that we want to trade because they're the most advantageous. What am I saying? What am I doing? Where am I? I wanted to go back to wherever it is. Where the heck is it? Here it is. All right, and then if it's over that average, then we do all this magic here, and all this magic here says that we're going to allocate a percentage of the total equity based on how big of an opportunity that is versus the other opportunities. We're going to count them all up, and we're going to express them as a percent of the total, and that's also in the output right here. So we found that out of all the total opportunities, for instance, Ethereum Classic is worth 20% of the total of opportunities. Out of all the opportunities, it's a fifth of them. So out of all those, whatever it was, 6 opportunities, it's worth just a little bit more than a sixth of it would be. So it's one of the more advantageous opportunities out of the most advantageous opportunities that we found out of the average of those over the minimum threshold. So hopefully some of this has made some kind of sense. We're just trying to find the most profit we can make out of those 150 futures in perpetuals in order to maximize our yield. And that's basically that. I mean, take a look at this. Since I published that other video, whoops, this is the wrong one. Since I published this second, I may be crazy. There's been 9 fucking views already, and that was like an hour ago. That's fantastic. And this first I may be crazy has like fucking 18 views. No, that's the wrong one. That's my ad I posted. Where's the I may be crazy? It has 18 views in the last 48 hours, and a bunch of those in the last couple hours because I posted the new one. That's kind of outstanding. That's kind of fantastic. So hopefully this video has made any kind of lick of sense, and hopefully if it hasn't, you can look at the other funny videos that explain this in a little bit less depth. But I think some of you are probably smart enough out there to figure out what's going on or to figure out what the heck I'm talking about and realize that you could be doubling your money every single year. Either way, if you learned anything at all, or if you've kind of gotten turned on to the fact that we have bots that do magical internet money stuff, subscribe right here and hit the notification button. Alrighty, now what am I doing? It's fucking late. It's nearly midnight, and I haven't slept for fucking days. Look at my hair. Look at my mustache. Wow. Subscribe. Goodbye.